Welcome to another late episode of the live show. Appreciate y'all standing by. Gonna be getting right into it. Don't need to waste time. We can get into some stuff about the slate, but we got plenty of stuff in the comments already. You can now probably see that I was saying I'm gonna be a little bit late, but we're good to go now. So what's good, everybody in here? We got Time Drone. Cody's always in here. Good to see you, bro. Talking about Josh Hart and his PRA. Dropped, he's saying, what's up, Thomas? Good to have you, man. You're looking at Yves Messi on the PR or just the rebounds. Chet out. OKC gives up rebounds and not a high hill to climb to get there. Plus, tallest guy in the court will get tint because of that. Yeah, so that could be a big a look as centers against them right now. Everybody wants to talk about J-Dub as well, Jalen Williams, and whether or not he'll be able to get that. What's up, the real DeBow? Cunningham, RNA, so we can look at his rebounds and assists. I'll start putting some of this stuff up. Just want to see what we got here and see what's up with y'all. What's up, David H? Good to have you in here, bro. Yeah, I got Michael McIntosh. Yeah, we got the squad in here, so good to see everybody. Got Stan in here, too. He's looking at Cam Reddish. Yeah, don't have much stats for him, but we could take a look. Let me throw some stuff up on the upcoming stuff here. And you're talking about fading Reddish too. Got you. We got a look for SGA from Youngin. What's good? Austin Wasp. Hell yeah. We got you in here, bro. J Dub. Yeah, that's who we're talking about as well from Stan. All right, let's get some stuff in here. What's good, Alan? Yeah, for sure. Missed you too, bro. Good to have you in here. I haven't seen you yet, so glad to have you in here. Let me start putting some stuff up on the up next. I'm going to go over the bets I have and some looks at some stuff that we should probably still be putting in. I got to get my ducks in a row here with the tools I'm going to be showing you. I'm going to be using Props Madness. I'm going to be using Outlier.bet. Some good questions in the chat yesterday. Feel free to throw anything you got in there that is obviously a bet, but if you have a question about what I'm doing or the tools I'm using or how I'm getting some of the answers that I'm getting on stuff, feel free to jump in and ask that in the chat as well. Happy to convey that stuff. I want to go as long as I can, and I don't want to cut this off early, especially since I owe y'all 10 minutes afterwards. The first game's 4, right? Magic and Pacers, I believe. I think I'm about to put some money on the Magic. Like, the Pacers. Why are the Pacers dogs against the Magic, who are on the back-to-back and still very, very hurt? I'm not sure. So I'm going to look at that as well. But, I mean, I don't do too much with the sides. I just want to take a quick look at it, and I'll look at some of the props in there. Franz is now really high. I know that. I don't know if anybody was looking at Magic stuff and wanted to add it. So let me get into the chat and see what you guys actually want to look at as I bring everything up here. And I'm going to pull my Twitter feed up. So if anybody has injury updates that come out, please just go ahead and throw them in the chat, because those are going to be super crucial, as we know. Want to make sure that we don't miss that stuff. Information is king. So I would rather have information like injuries than I would anything else. All right, I'm going to start sharing my stuff here. Let me get the bottom line scrolling and take out the leans from yesterday. Pretty good day yesterday, plus 2.14 units. That was from the bets that I put into the VIP Discord. If you want to get every bet I'm playing, these are going to be the leans from the show, and then I put the final plays that I have in the VIP Discord. So that's also why I've been ending a little early. But link, I can just put it up real quick. It's also in the description of the video, and got the season pass for the NBA right now, 40% off. So if you want to skip that monthly price, you can just get it that way. But that's where all the plays are at. Like I said, links in the description of the video. I've got my screen ready to go. So I'm going to start sharing that. Got enough water. Let me present this real quick and get it on and popping. All right, here's my Twitter feed to start, I guess, whatever. Added to the stage. Welcome to the stage. Brand, wrong show. Here we go. All right, and there I am. All right, here I am. Let's not worry about this right now, unless there's something I missed here that I want to get. So yeah, we know who's starting. This is Batadze, somebody I want to look at in that game as well. I'm gonna put him up on the up next screen. So I'll be taking a look at Batadze in a sec. All right, that's the most recent update. But this is gonna be Props Madness. This is gonna be Outlier.bet. There'll be probably some other tools that I'll be throwing up as well. So I'll make sure to explain whatever I'm doing. But if you have a question, let me know. I'm gonna just bogart the line here, just cut the line myself and just look what I want to look at. I'm gonna start with Goga. He was trending down. So he was at like 9.5 rebounds, 8.5 rebounds. And then he started going down to 7.5 rebounds. And I was like, okay, all right, I can work with that. So let me look at Goga real quick. I think some people are going to be pissed off if they bet on him the other day because he only had like one board. But let me put J-Dub in here. I'm going to be honest with you. I've been looking at this like all morning. People in the VIP were asking me about J-Dub, and it was tough for me to come up with an answer for it. I really just got to be like, yo, he's the center now, so he's going to get more rebounds. He had 12 rebound chances last game and got 8 of them. That's a high percentage. I don't love it. But yeah, let me put up some stuff that I want to look at that you guys are putting out here. I'm not going to put everything. I'm going to look at something and be like, if that intrigues me, I'm going to put it up here. We got to look at Vooch. My guy Legacy King was talking about Vooch as well, one of the VIP cappers in the free part of the Discord. So I like looking at that. Yeah, Benny Matz is a little high, 18.5. I just hate feeling like I got late to the party. Like Benny Matz has not been someone who he's had like 12.5 point prop, 15.5 point prop. So now we're paying a premium. We're at the end of the spike, right? Like he's spiking up. At some point, he's got to come to earth a little bit. His usage still isn't that high that it would make me feel that good about it. But let me see. You also said Wemby Youngin, so I appreciate all your looks too, bro. I know you throw a lot in there and it's much appreciated. So we got stuff to look at. Let's see. You think the Bulls might cover the spread? I don't disagree with that. Tonight, they're a great comeback team, and Levine has been playing really well. You got the Knicks on the back-to-back. You got Jalen Brunson, who is, I believe, still questionable. If we get a Jalen Brunson look, please let me know in terms of the injury update. Let's put some Spurs up here. I got Wemby, and then Youngin was talking about CP3. Let's talk about him and Castle in the same sentence, from the greatest college basketball program to ever grace the earth, which is the University of Connecticut. Go Huskies, UCONN. That's my squad right there. And don't talk to me about this being a bandwagon thing. I've been a fan of the Huskies since that's my first ever team. I hate to admit that. I ended up moving to Connecticut, and that's where I ended up going to high school. Whatever, Connecticut. KCP on assists. It's pretty random, Nate. We could take a look at it. Let's put some Magic stuff. Let's start with that Magic game because I got Goga in there, and we got a couple other things that we already have up in here. So I'm going to have the leans that are going in the on the bottom line which is scrolling, and then I'm also going to put those in the pinned comment on the YouTube page on the video that'll be up on YouTube after this. So yeah, I knew there was at least one person in here who bet on Goga the other day, and he pissed you off because he screwed everything up. And I think he got the points and not the boards. And I knew that was going to happen, but you know what? That means that it's another good moment in time to potentially bet on him. So let's pull up. Also, one thing I'm looking at that I would love an update if anybody gets. I need my Miles McBride props. So I do think Brunson's going to play, but who knows how healthy he is, and who knows if he's able to get his own shot off. Who's going to be guarding him? I guess Io will be in there. If he's starting, he'll be guarding him. I guess he could get some Zach LaVine. He's not going to have a great matchup either way. So if he's needing to pass a bit more, Miles McBride, that's the alert that we're sounding if we get Miles McBride props. And if they come out at 10.5, great. If they start coming out at like 12.5, now I'm like, all right, I got to pay too much to get my Miles McBride props. So I just want to look at this game too, just because it's the first one that's going to pop off. And I might try to go right up until the start of this game and then be looking at props for the VIP for the later games. So for this one thing I was looking at, so obviously I mentioned Goga. And so for Goga, what I'd be looking at is the rebounds. And what I was trying to track for him was this got down to 7.5 in some places. All right, so there's no more 7.5s. Everybody's up at 8.5. This is what I was showing people yesterday. I'll still pull it up. This is ETR. Establish the Run is the name of this platform. This is a projections platform that is it's the best one for NBA. There's no question. These dudes do the best job of getting you accurate projections. But now, come on. NBA projection. I want the full projection detail. These come out every day at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Every day is the full projections for every player on the slate I think every player that they project to play. And so they come down here and at 5 p.m. every day on the East Coast, you're going to start to see lines move a lot more in that time period right after 5 p.m. than you are in most other times of the day. Because when these come out, this impacts the betting markets as much as anything. It's important to know that. Now, it's behind a pretty hefty paywall. It's worth it for me. This is what I do with my life every day. This is how I make my money. So it's completely worth it for me to be paying the subscription for this platform. But I do want to make clear it's not free. Every other thing that you find in the description of the video that's going to be linked to the tools that I'm using here, all of those are free. So just want to make that clear about this one. So I'm looking at the Magic game. So I'm going to go to Orlando for a minute and just see if this impacted things so they actually have Mo playing 20 and Goga playing 25.5. But yeah, they have him at 9 boards. So because I'm very confident that when this came out at 9.2 rebounds is their projection for Goga, that's when all of these 7.5s that were up for Goga were gone. So now we're talking about minus 106 for the 9 rebounds. And this is where I was like, man, I don't mind 8.5. I think that if this game that they just played against the Pacers is any indication of what's going to happen in the next game, he played 30 minutes. I'd have to go back. I didn't have time to go back and look at the film to go, why did Mo Wagner not play that many minutes? Because that's obviously his backup and main competition for minutes. So in this Pacers game, Mo, his props dropped too. They were at 14.5, now 13.5. He only played 15 minutes in this one, 18, 23, 24. So in these ones, I would say the blowout helped, right? They won both these games in a blowout fashion, and neither of these teams are good down low. Charlotte doesn't even have a center. So they were able to give Goga a breather. So that would help with the projection. If you have him at, close to 30 minutes again, I think 9 is a great play. They have him at 25.5. I see no reason to play him a few more minutes than that, but a couple of those minutes are going to Mo Wagner. So it's too close of a bet for me, but that's one place that I'll be looking in this game. And I don't have anything for it, unfortunately, at 8.5. I thought 7.5 might continue to hang around, but it wasn't. This is too high for me for Franz. I'd be fading this. I wouldn't necessarily fade it, but they're much better down low than Charlotte is. I just think on a back-to-back, after taking as many shots as he took in this one, 25, played 32 minutes. Seems like it's a moment in time to be like, can you do that twice in a row? I don't quite know, because you have Miles Turner in there, you have Pascal in there. It's not going to just be a layup line to the rim for the Magic tonight like it's been. We hit Franz on the over yesterday because we liked his ability to get to the rim. He's just driving. I don't trust him to need to make threes. If he needs to make threes in order to get his points, I'm out. So if he's going to do that tonight, which I think he will, I don't love it. Not saying he can't get it. It's just not worth it for me. The call was for Anthony Black, and I was briefly looking at him earlier, and I still don't like it. I mean, he burned me too many times, to be honest. I think this is just a dude I'm staying away from. Him burning me is not because he sucked as much as it was his minutes just dropped. Like, I tried to take him in some of these games as soon as Paolo went out right over here, and he just didn't get the minutes, 21. And then he started playing a few more. So maybe it's time to go back to him. But even at like 22 minutes, I just don't know what his usage is. These 2 games were blowouts. So was this one. They won 3 games in a row by 27, 25 points. And he had a good game against the Pacers last time, but it's not something that I necessarily want to bank on right now. 27 minutes. I don't know that he's going to get that. What do they have him for over here? Anthony Black. They have a 23.5. Yeah, this is just something I'm kind of staying away from. I don't know enough about what the Rook is going to do. So let me move on from this game. I'm going to pass on most of the stuff in this one. I thought I might have something for Goga. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything I do want to look at. Benny Matz was a call. I'll at least touch on it for one sec. So Benny Matz right here, 13 of 18 and 7 of 9 from 3. He just got unconscious versus the Knicks. This is what, like 50% from the field, 100% from 3. 43% from the field, but he shot 14 free throws against the Magic. This is the Magic, obviously, but I don't want to bank on him getting 14. That's a big outlier. I think 5 free throws is reasonable. 32, 30. I mean, now the minutes are there for him too. 41 in that last game because he was just clear unconscious. Yeah, I mean, look, if you want to ride the wave of Benny Matz right now with Benedict Mathurin, I get it. He's taking hella shots. Who's missing from this game? Let me look at an outlier. They bring you the injury report, which is nice. Let's bring up Mathurin. If there's something here where like he's getting more minutes and we can bank on him getting more minutes, then there might be something to that. Obviously, he's been playing. I'm going to go over to the injuries. Where are those at? Hang on. Let me make this a little wider so I can see what I'm doing. All right. So injuries are over here on the right. Can y'all see that too? Good. All right. So is there something? I mean, obviously, Isaiah Jackson, Nembhard, and Nesmith. They both definitely impact his minutes, I would say. That does make sense. And Nembhard's out again. So he is the sort of the shooting guard. He hasn't been starting, has he? What do they have him listed at for minutes in this game? Let's look at Benny Mathurin. I'm mostly concerned with minutes when I'm looking at this. I don't actually care quite as much about their projections for points, assists, and rebound. I really want to know how many minutes they think they're going to play. That's the hardest part for me to project. They got Benny Matz at 35. So they have him as like an integral part of this offense. He's getting buckets for sure. The amount of shots he's taking, let me pull this up here. Points, let's look at 2024, my bad. 24. So, and actually, you know what? The beautiful part about Props Madness is I can see who is missing. So no Nesmith or Jackson. no Nemhard over here. Yeah, so when dudes are missing, he's definitely getting more minutes. Obviously 43, 32. So he's up to 35 is a good projection for him. If he's playing 35 minutes, taking 16, 18, yeah, the 14 free throws is the outlier, and he is playing that team again. I don't want to have to bank on him getting those, but I mean, 14 free throws means he probably took 7 more shots, so about 14 field goal attempts still. Let's say he's at about 14 field goal attempts to get 19 points. He's got to hit a bunch of threes, that's for sure. The threes for him, I mean, he's only took 3 here. I guess not. I guess he's getting to the rim too. Yeah, I'm going to put Benny Matz as a lean for right now, even at 18.5 points. Is that the best number? Minus 110 on FanDuel. Yeah. Man, Benny Matz, bro. He's definitely on one right now. Obviously, he missed last season. I'm putting him on the leans here on the bottom line. So I'm going to add him right now. Good shout, whoever brought that. Benny Matz, over 18.5 points. Put that up for right now. I think minus 110 is a good price for that. So I'm going to save that for right now. His volume is fucking high, man. Jump in the comments if you do have a bet that you want to put up. I'm going to get rid of Goga here and move on from this game. I think Benny Matz is at least a good call with the injuries that they have to these other teams. Still taking those shots. It sucks that it's the we're paying the premium. You know what I mean? All right. The next bet we want to look at. All right, let's get to that OKC game then. How far down the slate is that? Oh, yeah, it's good. It's the Pellies at 4:30. OKC, they are at home. Let me go back real quick. Let's pull up J-Dub, Jalen Williams. I know everybody wants to bet on him. There's no center on the other team. I totally get it. There's no center on his team, I should say. There actually is no real center on the other team. I don't really care about Yves Missy just yet, but we'll take a look at his stuff too. I know there was a request for that. If we're looking at his boards, one thing I wanted to see too, I mean, everybody's out for that Pellies team, but if we're looking at his boards, this is a middle of the road rebounding team for New Orleans, but once again, they don't have a center. What have they been at since they didn't have a center? Well, let's look. Why did I come over to Outlier? There was something specific that I wanted to use Outlier for that now I was just trying to see if they were home. Yeah, they're at OKC. Anyway, at OKC, pulling up J-Dub. The points, I don't like taking 20.5 for him. He's always right at 20, 19 to 21 points. It's always like, if that's his line, it's just like, it's just a 50-50 bet that I don't really want to make with him unless I have a strong reason. But he scores in a lot of similar ways as SGA. You know, even if he's not scoring in transition, he's scoring off the pick and roll ball handler stuff. And when SGA is with him, he's scoring off the spot up. So it's a hit or miss with his points, but we're talking about his rebounds for a minute. And we're looking at 6.5. This hasn't moved. Now, actually, it's gotten bet down in some places. What are the projections? It's probably like 6.7 is going to be the projection for him. Maybe like 7.1. It's going to be right on it. Oh no, they have him at 5.9. So that's why you see some of this moving. So Jalen, the ETR guys definitely are moving this stuff because 6.5 didn't move. It was at plus 104. Now Pinnacle, this is a book you should always have an eye on. Pinnacle is a sharp book. It's a book that actually makes its own projections and its own numbers. It doesn't just see what the market is doing and then make bets. So Pinnacle is generally going to be a smarter line because it takes smarter money. Like the sharps that you know of as sharps, they're not able to get bets down very often on FanDuel or DraftKings or the books that we can all use. They're often able to get bets down on sharp books like Pinnacle, which are going to be, like I said, sharper. So that's going to be smarter lines. These are going to be better. Oftentimes, if I'm trying to play something on FanDuel or one of these other books, I do want to know what it is on Pinnacle so I can kind of compare it and be like, well, the smarter guys are saying it's this. So I'm getting value from this dumb book giving me that, right? And you're going to see FanDuel, DraftKings, they're just going to copy each other. They're basically just going to have within 4 cents or so of each other in value on their odds. So, now that the projections are out telling me that it's not as likely for him to get boards in this situation, I mean, I think this is going to be a blowout. I have no reason to believe that a team like the Pellies is going to be able to hang with them. If you want to see who's injured for this team right now, just to be super clear, I have to expand this because too many. You know, Zion, DeJounte, CJ, Herb Jones, Hawkins, Alvarado. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 of their 5 starters, their 6th man, and probably their 7th man as well, and Jose Alvarado, if not like Missy coming off the bench. So they got nobody. At the same time, like that just means blowout potential. And I cannot see this game staying close. I think it's like 13.5, 12.5 points. Is it still that high? Let's go to the action slate here. 14.5. Yeah. So it's actually gone above 13.5 now in some books. It's going to be a blowout. So I'm hesitant to take much of anything in that game, not knowing how accurately I can project these minutes for these guys. One thing I do like as the result of a potential and a likely blowout, I'll just give this one out. Gave it out earlier on the VIP. You can still get it on BetMGM at -135. There's a lot of disparity here between Brandon Ingram points, but I'm going under on Brandon Ingram points. I'll just remind everybody, and look, this is not apples to apples. This is going to be a little bit different here. But Brandon Ingram, let's just do this. Versus OKC Thunder last season. This is on StatMuse. Hopefully y'all are familiar with StatMuse. It is behind a paywall now, but can you just give me his game log? So last season versus the Thunder. Do I just have to say Thunder? Like, oh, because they're not giving me playoff numbers. So this was his only game in the regular season versus them. Playoff numbers are even worse for him last year. If you look at him 2023, 24 head to head, this will still be the playoffs numbers. So these last four are all in the playoffs. But to be honest, like he's playing 39, 37, 33, 37. He's playing more minutes and still not getting it in the playoffs. And he did have a few less guys missing, but he still didn't have Zion. Jordan Hawkins missed a couple games. Jeremiah Robinson Earl missed, whatever. Dyson Daniels was out. So there were still guys missing. Herb Jones and Trey Murphy were in there, and they would be handling the ball a little bit more alongside him. But even Jose Alvarado being out tonight is also just more reason that that BI is going to have the ball in his hands. But he's about to be in the Dortcher chamber. Like Lou Dort is his matchup, and they defend him really well. They defend his play type really well. Everything he wants to do. And by the way, he's not going to be spotting up. So that's the other part of this is like he's a good spot up shooter, but he's going to be handling the ball just as much as Brandon Boston is going to be handling the ball for this team. So the two of them are going to be, just basically going back and forth and being the point guard. So a lot of this spot up stuff is going to be a lot more likely be pick and roll ball handler or ISO plays or him trying to get out in transition. But either way, like I just like the under on the points for BI in a bad matchup in a game that I don't even know if he needs to play the fourth quarter because they should be down by 20 plus points at that point in the game. So that's my best look at that. J-Dub, I would be careful with the over on the boards. If the only reason we're going over on boards is, well, he's the tallest guy on the floor for the team now, and he's going to go ahead and do it. But I would just say, like, let's just look at a couple things real quick. I'll just look at this because I know this is a big one, and I'll move on, I promise, because I want to get to as much as possible. But I'm just going to go to the game that was, it was yesterday, right? Did they play yesterday? Am I tripping? No, it was 2 days ago. Excuse me. So I'm going to go to Monday and just pull up the box score for a minute for this game against the Clips. And just look at his rebounds and how he got them. So I'm going to go to player tracking and this is just in the box score on NBA.com. And there should be, they don't give me the rebound chances, but I can look at the rebounds. So I'm just going to go to actually just look at the rebounds because they give me a hyperlink to the video of his exact rebound plays. So if I look at his boards over here, J-Dub, 8 boards on just 12 chances. Keep that in mind. That's the other thing that scares me from this is that his rebound chances were only at 12 last game. So right now he's playing down low on Zubac. So this is helpful info. I do like where he's standing to be able to get these boards. Yeah, he's going to be boxing out the center. So he got the rebound there. So he's just chasing the center. So it does make you feel good about it. I don't know how he got that one. Yeah, that had to have, he was boxed out to shit. And they gave him that rebound. They just gave it to Jalen Williams. These stat keepers are smoking crack. He's guarding the ball in that one because Lou Dort gets switched. So, he's guarding the center, but, is he actually boxing anybody out? I guess the fact that he's playing down low would make you feel pretty good about it if you wanted it. I get it, but I'm not on it. I'm not going to take the J-Dub boards today. Not today. If he gets 8 tonight on another 12, God bless. It's not a bet that I'm going to feel worse if I bet it and lose than if I don't bet it and it hits. Let me put it that way. I don't think I have much else for this game. To be honest, because once again, I think this is a blowout. So I would not be betting too many overs on people that might not be playing as many minutes as they normally would, including this man who I don't know why he would need to play into the fourth quarter when they have so many young guys that they can bring in and play instead of him. So Brandon Boston, I was considering, he's the point guard on this team now. Keep that in mind. He should be up for another big dose of potential assists and rebounds. I think he's kind of blowout proof. He hasn't played. Yeah, he played 38 minutes in this blowout, 38 minutes by 9 when they lost by 9, 37 minutes. So he's kind of blowout proof, to be honest. So that's why I would consider his assists or his RA before anything else, probably. This was, I think this is still 9.5. Not great juice on the RA for Brandon Boston, but I would consider like 4 and 4, something to that effect. Like maybe a parlay for Brandon Boston, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. How many rebounds chances did he have last game? He had 7 boards on 13 rebound chances. I see no reason why he can't do that again. Let me pull this up on what's the best odds that we have for him and see if we can make a little parlay. He doesn't even have rebounds in all these books. So that's going to kind of be where I'm at with Brandon Boston, though. I think that's a strong lean as well. I'm going to put that on the bottom line for now, which is just Brandon Boston on the rebounds and assist parlay. I'm going to take a look at that in a little bit when we get that up on the more popular books so that everybody could play it. But we're going to call him BB. I'll just call him Boston for parlay, SGP, we'll call it SGP. I'm going to take a look at that, but I want to keep it moving. So let's move to some Vooch, and then let's get to that Spurs game for a minute, and we can see if there's anything else that we like to inside the Knicks game here. And don't forget, please let me know if something comes up with Miles McBride. I'll be looking right now, but these are coming up next. Quick reminder, like that video if you would. Got a bunch of people that jumped in just a minute ago, so give that video a like, super helpful. Also got the links in the description for everything you need, the tools that I'm using. Got a free 7-day trial for anybody that wants to try out outlier.bet. If you don't yet have an account, you can go use the link that's in the description of the video that to outlier.bet for using, it's no code. You just go there and then you can get 7 free days, see if you like it. A lot of the people in the Discord I know have it now because it's been super helpful for them. It's a really nice one-stop shop, man. I'm happy to like give any pointers. If anybody has questions about the different aspects of Outlier, I'm happy to answer any questions in the comments as well. And if you want to jump in the free Discord and don't want to pay for anything, you can still get the free Discord and then DM me if you want. And I'm usually pretty available to answer stuff. All right, moving past this game for now. And like I said, J-Dub, I get it. If you want to take the boards because of where he's playing on the floor, go for it. Not sure he'll have 35 minutes on the floor. Think he might be capped at 30 if this game isn't close, like I don't think it will be. So, all right, Vooch and this Knicks game versus Los Bulls. Still nothing. And I know Cody wanted to look at Josh Hart. So I'll look at him right after Vooch. But Vooch, 16.5 points is all gone, right? Yep, all gone. No more Vooch. 16.5. Only Vooch, 17.5. Minus 105 is a pretty nice disparity on FanDuel. Pinnacle's got him at minus 113. Some of these books have it at a worse number. And look, I'm still scared to take Vooch. I wasn't the other day because he's hitting so many freaking threes. But that's a huge part of this is that he's hitting so many freaking threes and he's shooting like 50%, 47% from 3 this season. That's not sustainable, to be honest with you. Also, when I'm taking Vooch threes, I want to know how the other team, how their defender is. Cat sucks as a defender. I mean, he's kind of the worst actually in terms of defending his particular guy. Like Cat is giving up still like a 90% field goal percentage to the guy that he's guarding. That's what that man is shooting every game against Cat. So Vooch, who's already shooting a high percentage and is wet right now from 3, is likely to continue to be able to get those numbers against a really bad defender like Karl-Anthony Towns that'll be on him. So I do like that idea for Vooch, who's scoring 29% of his shots from above the break. So 30% of his points coming from above the break is a lot. But I think he will be able to post up Cat a little bit more, try to get Cat into some foul trouble. As you know, he's a bad defender and you can definitely goad him into stupid fouls. So there's something to that. Their defense down low is pretty good. But if Vooch has his baby hook going, I mean, I think 17.5 is low for him. I think this game is going to be pretty close. I would definitely be going on the Bulls if I was taking points here at +8 or whatever. Is that still what it's at? Yeah, +8, +7.5 for the Bulls. I'd be taking that before I'd be going taking the points for the Knicks. Knicks on the back-to-back. Jalen Brunson not feeling good. Vooch going to get the Cat matchup. Who did they play? The Knicks played Embiid last night, and he obviously he's not really a good example of how other guys are going to play. That is actually reminding me. I believe Andre Drummond is out. What are Yabusele's rebounds at? Oh, they're onto it. They're onto it because he just got 8 after he got 8, right? We took his boards the other day. Damn. But he might be getting more time anyway. And his points, 10.5. So what's his PR at? They're going up against the Cavs, though. Let me not get distracted. But realizing that Drummond was out was like, wait a second. But let me get back to my game. My bad. Bulls, Knicks. I'm going to put Vooch on the bottom line for now. I like it at 17.5 minus 105. I think you're getting good value on FanDuel there. I would probably play this to about minus 120 is what I'm guessing. He's at 20.8. What are the projections for his minutes tonight? He's going to play as much as they need him. I don't know why he'd play less than what's he been playing? Like 32, 33? Yeah, 33 minutes. They have him right at 17.5 points and 9 boards. What are his boards at? Where your boards at, Vooch? 9.5. They're much better limiting the rebounds, I would say. The points, not as much, actually. In fact, I'm pretty sure the Knicks aren't that good at limiting points to centers. Joel didn't do that great last night, but let's bring up Vooch for a minute. Vooch. Points and rebounds are 26.5. Let's just bring up points for a minute. Look at this versus center. So the Knicks are the 7th best defense limiting points overall, 12th versus centers. So it's not like they're hemorrhaging points to centers. Small forwards, whatever you want to do with that. What's a small forward these days, honestly? Same as a power forward, same as a point guard sometimes. So yeah, for Vooch, I like it. I do like it. It's not necessarily enough for me to play right now. I don't have much else for it other than I like the fact that he's shooting so well. But I'm definitely scared of the fact that he's going to have to come back down to earth at some point. He's not a 47% three-point shooter, which is what he's shooting on the season on just 4.5 attempts. So to bank on him getting a couple of threes, you're still hoping that he takes more than his normal amount of attempts. He's not taking enough for me to really feel like it. That's why you see over 1.5 is still plus 150, plus 150 for him to make 2 threes. If I'm going to take his points, I guess I'm just going to take the plus 150. And now I'm really wanting to take that. What are threes versus the 17th limiting threes to centers and bigger players? Yeah, their perimeter defense is good insofar as guards are concerned, not as much with the centers. So I think it's another game of I guess Vooch on the threes. We did this last time. I'm going to put him in there again. Plus 150 is a fucking good price for that. I'm putting Vooch on the bottom line for a minute as a strong lean on the threes. Vooch over 1.5 3 p.m. plus 150, man. I mean, you see the big EV next to that as well, expected value, just basically saying if you bet this over time for the whole season, if you're given plus 150, just keep betting it, and it's going to make you money betting the threes for Vooch. So I'm really feeling like I'm about to hit that again. Is that FanDuel? No, it's BetMGM. It's plus 150, but you can still get plus 130 on FanDuel, plus 135 on Bet365. So those are good numbers. I happen to have BetMGM availability. So plus 150 MGM. All right. That's on the bottom line. Those are going to be those strong leans are also going to be pinned in the comments on the video on YouTube after this. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's look at that Spurs game for a minute. And I still don't have my Miles McBride props. Sorry, I told Cody I would look at Josh Hart PRA. Just remembered that. So I'll pull that up before I move on. I should have been betting Josh Hart rebounds last night. I'm fucking mad at myself. I was betting that all playoffs against the 76ers because he's the perfect rebounding player type versus the 76ers. Joel Embiid's the only dude on their team that rebounds, and he's not even that good at it. And then you got guys like Josh Hart that come flying in and get those boards against Philly, who's a bad rebounding team with or without Embiid. Should have had that last night. So the PRA for him, so 10 on the rebounds. He had the triple-double last night. God damn myself. 6.5 dimes is a lot. I guess he's been doing that lately. And now you've got Brunson slightly hurt, and you've got him going up against a very fast-paced team. I do like taking Josh Hart stuff when he's going up against a team that plays a ton in transition. Let's look at his points and how he scores. So 12.5 points, not a lot. I mean, honestly, I almost just like the RA, but those assists are fucking high, dude. This is like 4.5 normally for him. That's only gone way up. And maybe it's because of Brunson's potential not playing. But as far as I know, Brunson's still in, right? Let me see what these noties are doing for the injuries. Lonzo's out. Oh, Lonzo, yeah. Not Jared Allen game time decision. That might be helpful if Jared Allen's. Oh, if both these dudes are out and an illness. So now I really like Yabusele. We interrupt this programming to look at Gershon Yabusele. Wow. And now he just shot up to 11.5 because of that news. You see what I'm saying? All right. We're slow on this one. I should have stayed on it. I didn't have that injury news, and now I do. So this is get it while it's hot kind of shit. So he just went up against a Knicks team that's good. He was playing with the centers in. They're not in anymore. It looks like BetMGM is going to be the best place to get this. I think the PR is the play for Yabusele. I'm going to take him over 18.5. Both those, I mean, one of them plays fine, but he's still going to get minutes without them. And I think he's kind of blowout proof as well. BetMGM over 18.5, minus 105. And what time does that game start? 7:30. So it's the second round of games, which is an hour and 15 minutes for Yabusele. This is only going to keep going up. No, I mean, is it going to peter out because they might actually play? But I'm an illness. He's all of a sudden, he's now a game time. He's not playing. There's no way Evan Mobley plays. And if he does, but Jared Allen's probably going to play because I could see Evan not playing. So either way, I'm gonna have to hit Yabusele. He's about to go up on the bottom line. I'm gonna love that. My guy's the man. All right. And you're saying 17.5 at 3. I think that's gone. Legacy King, winner of the Vince Sanity jersey. All right, stand by, everybody. We got work to do. Hang tight. Not trying to spell Gershon. Actually, I think I could, but Yabusele over 18.5 PR minus 105 MGM. That's the play. All right. Yabusele is in. Jared Allen also has a fever. I mean, it sounds like they're talking about his leg, but it's Evan Mobley with the fever. Did they take Mobley's stuff down? No, he's still up, it looks like. But maybe I should just be on the betting websites themselves because they pull through the fastest. All right, so we got the Yabusele bet in. I'm putting that one on the bottom line like I said I was. Hopefully y'all can still get these numbers. Yabusele over 18.5 PR is a good look. All right, that's on the bottom line. Once again, these are all going to be pinned on the comments, in a pinned comment on the video on YouTube if you want that. All right, they're just giving us the 76ers as an option right now. What? Yeah, so Mobley looks like he's still got props up on FD. Nope. Jared Allen. Yeah, Evan Mobley's got alt points up. He's got first quarter points up. He might not have regular points up. Whatever. I don't care. I think at least one of them sits, and Yabusele is good for minutes, considering that there's no Drummond and there's no Embiid, right? Drummond's officially out. Did I get that wrong? I know I saw him on here. Joel Embiid's out. Paul George is out. Yeah, this is great. This is wonderful news. And now Jalen Brunson's a game time decision, so we're not going to get Miles McBride props because you're pussies. Yeah, okay. So Andre Drummond's out. That means what's Yabusele's double-double? We need to lean in now. We're fucking in it now, man. This is now just about Helter. Don't be a bitch. Fucking Outlier pulling through. Sorry, great product. Love Outlier. Obviously, I love Outlier. Who doesn't love Outlier? But pull through Yabusele's freaking props. What are we doing here? They did. All right, whatever. Go right to the source. Player points, 15 plus for Yabusele. Oh, because they're cowards and they took it down. That's why. Because they're cowards. And they're smart about it. They're cowards, but you got to take it down. You cannot possibly have those bets up while Jared Allen and Evan Mobley are hanging in the balance as potentially not playing. Obviously, you got to take his stuff down. Anybody see Yabusele elsewhere? We can go DK. All right. Thank you, Stan. Let's go DK. I can also pull up Bet365. Let me pull them up too. All right, pulling up Bet365 in a sec. Let's pull up Los NBA on DK. Player points. Nothing. Oh, there's Gershon. Okay. So 15 plus is 200. Love that. Yeah, love that. 20 plus is 700. I mean, even 18 plus, another 3 points gets you another 225 on your dollar every time you hit it. Holla, holla. So, where are the boards at? Rebounds I'm not quite as fond of as I am the points, to be honest, at this point. Okay, yeah, the boards aren't even up for him. I think we got to take the points at this number. 15 plus is plus 200. And 18 plus 425. Let me pull up Bet365 real quick. Pull that up right here. Let's see. I mean, who's shooting for this team? I love this man is not afraid to shoot. I will say that. Let's see. Points, milestone points. So 15 plus is plus 230 here. Shop your lines. You get more money on Bet365. Have an account to every single betting account or sportsbook that you can, so that you can shop these lines. 20 plus at plus. Yeah, they don't have the 18 plus. So we could ladder this at all of them and just put like 0.2 on like all of it, couldn't we? 0.3, 0.3, 0.3, something like that. I got the unit on his points and rebounds. Double checking that I have the unit on his points and rebounds. Yes, I do. Okay. So, oh man, this projection isn't going to matter, I don't think. But let me just pull up the what we got here. And is that going to be gone? So Jared McCain, Kelly Oubre, Gershon, Kyle Lowry. Jared McCain's a look too, obviously, now that he's going to be taking the shots. So's Kelly. Tsunami Poppy's not going to be afraid to shoot. They got Gershon for 9.5 points, which they can, yeah, they're wrong. They just, I don't think I guess they might have, actually, they did take into consideration Paul George not playing. So they got more points for other guys. I mean, Caleb Martin doesn't like to shoot. Why do we think he's going to all of a sudden start putting up points? Let's see. Okay, so now it is 17.5 on MGM. So this is going down now against me on the 18.5. Let's see if this price is going up at all. Nope, 15 plus just dropped. 18 plus dropped. Didn't drop over here, though, on Bet365. So, oh, man, 15 plus, but at plus 230. I got to take this now on Bet365. Yep, that's where we're going with it. All right. Let's see if we can get a little bit on that. All right. Yeah, I think he just gets the minutes, man. I think he's got to be playing like above 30 minutes. I don't know why he wouldn't. They don't have another big man. Is this not their starting center? It has to be. So, granted, it's not a great matchup for the points, but he can hit the three, so he'll pull them out. 2 for 4, 3 for 4. I mean, yeah, and he can add a couple to that probably. Right here, took 11 against Phoenix. So yeah, I like Gershon on the points. I'm not scared of that either. I'm happy to take the 15 plus and ladder it to that. Now you got McCain and Oubre at 18.5. There's nobody left for this team. I know that the Cavs are good at defense, but like this is going to be the people shooting the ball every time. So, all right, I'll put a hold on that, but that is something I'm looking at. Let me look at this Spurs game, and then I do, unfortunately, got to get out of here because I need to keep getting these bets for the 4:30 and 5 p.m. games right here where there's definitely some value. I need to do some more looking. Love Stephon Castle. Love him. I guess this actually went against me too because I had this has been bet down a little bit, but I like it at 11.5. Even money, basically. I still like Stephon Castle. He's going to be driving against a team that has no defense down low. 22nd in terms of inside the paint, but they're bad. And they're going to have to follow Wemby wherever he goes. I think Wemby's probably in line for a pretty good game. I still don't like betting on Wemby when I think that his props are always just going to be inflated. I know that they are. 24.5. Granted, this is a bad team that he's going up against. I get it. But like he's averaging 19.7 on the season. He's played other teams that were, I guess he's played some pretty good teams, but he's played a lot of other teams that were bad down low, limiting paint points. So it's just high, honestly. Like, and there's no real edge to the assists or the rebounds are what, 12.5, 11.5, probably going up on the other. Yeah. So there's a few 11.5s hanging around. 12.5 for Wemby. We can just take a look at this real quick on, let's put Wemby in here on outlier.bet. This pulls through, player, this pulls through position, defense versus position, stuff like that. So Wembanyama, pull him up over here. I'm usually going to be looking for an under when I can, but okay. So this defense allows the most points in the league and the most rebounds in the league. And they allow the third most points to centers and the 6th most rebounds to centers. Points and rebounds for Wembanyama. Points and rebounds, 36.5. I'm certainly not going under against the Wizards. I just know that this is still inflated beyond what it probably should be. So I'm just not going to take an over on Wemby at 36.5 points and rebounds, hoping that he goes off in both categories. If anything, probably taking over on the 11.5 in the boards. You're getting a little bit of a premium there. But even in the rebounds, what's he averaging per season on the season? Averaging, let's just go to the boards. 2024 Rebs for Wembanyama. So 12.5 you're getting. He's averaging 10.5 on the season. Doing pretty well in his last 5, but it's just not a bet that I want to make, like I said, for Wemby with the math and how it is. I think that the Spurs are going to smack the Wizards. I mean, heavy proclamation, I know, but when they can get these types of wins, I see them doing that. If we look at the teams they played that suck, they beat the Blazers by 13. Oh, they only beat the Jazz by 1. That was a close game. That's right. And they smacked Sac. Let's pull up CP3 though, and spend this last 5-6 minutes wisely. CP3, I was considering Joval too, big man that has to play against Wemby, but I ended up staying away because his minutes are also just so fluctuating. I don't want to have to depend on him doing a lot in a little bit of time. Chris Paul, very high numbers, still 9.5. If this was 10.5, it'd be high. 9.5 is probably about accurate. What's this, 8.5 assists? And that was the request. So they won this game by 20. He had a lot of potential. They kept him in against a good team. This is not a good team. I can see them sitting him a bit more against a team that sucks like this. Of course, at the same time, he's just as likely to get a ton of assists early against a team that sucks like this. So it's just another game that's a likely blowout, in my opinion, in which case I don't like making bets on blowout games unless I feel so confident that I can bet over on the backups and under on the starters. And I just don't have that level of confidence in this game where there's going to be a lot of there's probably going to be a big disparity in the points that are scored here. The Jordan Poole fade is always nice. And the Keyshawn George buy-in is always nice. You might as well play the threes for Homie, though, because he's not taking anything but threes. This has gone down. So here he made 2 in 25 minutes. I still think he could get this, but this is a good 3-point defense for the Spurs. So it's not a team that I really want to bank on giving up stuff. I know this says they're 20th giving up above the break threes, but they actually rank in the top 10 giving up threes everywhere. So it doesn't really matter. But Keyshawn George, if you were going to play him, don't touch the points. Just take the threes. His 8 of his 9 shots, 4 of his 9 shots. I guess 4 wasn't bad, but 8 of his 12, 17 of his 19 shots. Those were all from 3. And they were also without Kyle Kuzma. So you saw him drop to 25 minutes after playing 30s in the other games because he didn't have Kyle Kuzma out there. Kuzma's in there now taking all his time. This is not a moment in time to bet on him. Bub Carrington, I believe, I think Youngin was talking about Bub Carrington earlier. Also not a guy I trust the usage. I guess he had 31 minutes yesterday. Damn, I guess his minutes are staying high as he's in the starting lineup. But why his usage is low, 11, 12. It's a lot of shots. And then the last 2, he's taken 5 and 6 against Houston. And yeah, this might be a better matchup for Bub, to be honest. And 9.5, when if he's taking 10 to 11 shots, he's going over. He was just shooting well at the beginning of the season. Yeah, I don't really want to bet on the Wizards. I'm not going to lie to y'all. That's not something that I feel like doing too much. So let's see. Yeah, McCain is a freaking hooper for sure. Let me see if there's anything else we want to look at, and then I might get out of here. Yeah, for sure. No doubt. Don't be fooled by injury-riddled teams. I like to say stars out, bets up. That's what me and my co-host on the other show I'm on always say, stars out, bets up, because the backups are coming in hungry, looking to make a point and prove that they deserve some playing time. So, yeah. Let's see. Gonna get a couple other things. Taurean Prince on the rebounds, potentially. Yeah, I mean, versus Milwaukee stuff might be good. because of because they don't have anybody playing. Let's see. All right, cool. Yeah, I got a couple other things I need to look at. So I love the Yabusele plays. Glad that we got that in right away. Give the video a like if you would. Much appreciated. Gonna pin the a comment with the leans from the show here and go from there. That includes Vooch on there. So I just want to take this one from David H. I was actually looking at this yesterday. He contributed less. Do you like his first quarter 9+? I'm not on that right now. I'm kind of staying away from first quarter stuff, to be honest. What it comes down to me is, are you taking a lot of shots, and are you playing all the whole quarter? I can't guarantee that the shots are going to be there in one quarter. It might wait to the second or third. That's my problem. But for guys like Tatum, also Ant Edwards, playing all 12 minutes of the first quarter. So you need to look at the rotations for these teams as well to take a first quarter bet. If you're going to take a first quarter bet, that guy better be playing damn near the whole first quarter. Otherwise, you're hoping that he just gets buckets up in 6-7 minutes, and that's not worth it to me. For example, just pulling up Ant, because you can see his stuff here on Outlier. A beautiful thing about this platform is going to be they show you the first quarter minutes. So if I look at his first quarter, well, I'd rather look at points. First quarter points. If I look at him on the season, yes, he's gone over in 6 of 11. That's great. He's averaging 8.6, and this number is at 7.5. Great, kind of. But more importantly, these 12s are what I care about, right? And granted, this is the starting point. If he ain't getting these, then I ain't taking it. But when you do look at the field goal attempts for Ant game by game, which you can do on props.cash, I think I actually have it up. So if you pull up props.cash, because I was looking at Ant's first quarter stuff, I was like, okay, he plays 12 minutes for the whole first quarter. That's a perfect starting point, because I probably wouldn't even consider it if he didn't. But then I look at his field goal attempts, and I'm like, all right, 6 ain't too many. To get 8 points, got to go 4 for 6 or hit one of your threes. Okay, I can see that. Don't hate it, but it fluctuates because he might come out slow. He might have had a late pregame meal. Like, giving him only one quarter to get the points, it's just not a bet that I want to continue to try to make. There's going to be times to take first quarter points, and they're going to be valuable. I just don't know. For Ant, I would consider it for this game, because if I'm getting into the psychology of it, I think he's going to be pissed that they just lost to this Blazers team. Now a Blazers team that doesn't even have Anthony Simons or DeAndre Ayton. He's probably, and they didn't really last game either, probably be pissed. So I would imagine he comes out strong. That would be the impetus for an Ant bet, but still, it's conjecture, and I don't want to base a bet on that. So that's my take on the first quarter stuff. Like I said, links to everything you need are in the description of the video, so check that out so you can get the link to the VIP Discord if you want it. Free Discord. Every single tool that you see me using up here and then some has a little description of it in the description of the video with the link to it. So check all that stuff out. I'm going to be back tomorrow. I'm also going to get the Thursday night football video up tonight. I know a lot of y'all appreciate that one, and it's one of my more fun videos. I love doing the Thursday night and Monday night football games. So excited to look at Eagles Commanders on Thursday night football. If you want to check that one out, coming out tonight on Wednesday. Until I see y'all tomorrow in another live show, happy betting.